Corn is one of the cheapest ingredients at the grocery store, but it becomes the star of this delicious, healthy soup. Dr. Brooke here. This is Cook with Dr. Brooke, where we talk about the connection between nutrition and mental health outcomes. Let's make this soup together and talk about why it's so good for your brain. We're going to start with olive oil in the bottom of the pot, and then we're going to go get our aromatic vegetables. So in this case, I've got 1 onion and about 2 stalks of celery, finely chopped. I like to get these in there without any salt at first so that they can brown up a little bit better. The salt would draw out water and make them steam more. Then while they're in the pot, I like to add our spices. So here I'm adding in a generous amount of fennel. The fennel seed is going to give it a very flavorful, like sausagey taste. I'm also going to add a bunch of black pepper. I keep the seasonings pretty simple with this one. After those have toasted up for a while and I start to see some browning, then later I'll add in a generous amount of garlic. You don't want to do the garlic too soon, otherwise it could burn. But now I've got our veggies, olive oil, fennel, black pepper, and garlic in the pot. Now is when I'm going to go in ahead and add some salt. I also like to add in some MSG. Normally this is when I would also add in some cubed potatoes, but I'll show you later why I didn't add in the cubed potatoes here. By now your kitchen should smell good. Stir that around, waft up the flavors. You're going to add in some veggie stock. Then go ahead and add about 2 cans of white beans. I kind of eyeballed it here because I got them out of my pressure cooker, but it would be about 2 cans worth. That is our protein in the meal. Lots of fiber coming from these beans. Then add the corn. It adds a nice sweetness to balance out the saltiness and savoriness from all the other ingredients. And then now here comes the potatoes. I had leftover mashed potatoes in my fridge, so I just added those instead of cubed potatoes. I'm breaking them up with a spoon and kind of making them part of the broth. I also added in a couple handfuls of frozen kale. I'm really proud of this kale because I grew it in the garden this summer, and I still have a bunch in my freezer. Man, did we grow a lot of kale this year. It's going to add some bright green colors and some micronutrients to this soup that is going to be both beautiful and tasty. You can see at this point as I'm stirring it around, the green is pretty bright. The yellow from the corn is. I feel like if I eat this on Sunday, it might help the Packers win a football game. Who knows? I'm just testing it here for seasonings. It's basically perfect. You want to generally under-season your soup so you can always add more salt at the end. You can't take it away. I got lucky and this was just kind of spot on right away. So why is this soup such a healthy choice for our brains? Well, the most evidence-based diet for positive mental health outcomes is going to be the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet isn't necessarily a vegetarian diet, although this soup happens to be, but it is going to emphasize having a lot of veggies, a lot of beans and legumes, both of which star in this soup. It also emphasizes whole grains, so have it with a side of toast and you're good to go.